Caught that, but Alan does admit to living in his own reality. So you don't have to be part of his reality to get that stuff, though. That's pretty funny. Next, we've got a gentleman here who I have known for a couple of years now. I have admired his comedy. I hope you enjoy it just as well. Mr. Josiah Loring. I can't hit the hole. I've had too much to drink. There we go.
You have to wait till Thursdays for the poll.
All right. I really want to thank the River's Edge Lounge for having us out here, making this happen. It's cool.
Yeah.
Comedy at noon, a little different. About the funniest thing I've done today is look at myself in the mirror. Wasn't really all that funny. I don't know. It's pretty crazy, man. You know it's crazy out there when you hear or you see a guy having road rage in a Prius. Yeah. Hell, he's doing his hands on his hip thing, and some guy on a scooter. You got nowhere to go, man. If you're in a Prius, the only way you got to go is a guy on a scooter. You're not gonna do a Harley dude or anything like that. They're out there, at each other. And I think they really ought to do all that. They ought to settle those differences with paper, rock, scissors. Because nobody ever argues with that. You never see anybody pull out a gun at the end of paper, rock, scissors and say no. It's like, fuck. I just lost, man. It's the code, the PRS code. Oh, man. So then, it's cooling off out here, and we get those, we got our winter visitors, you call them the snowbirds. You've seen these people, right? You don't really see them. You just see those bony little hands on the steering wheel. Little gray heads bobbing around in there. It's like they got those nuclear blast sunglasses on. It's like somebody put earpieces on the windshield of a bus. And they got that little Greyhound logo on the side there. Ah, boy. But, and they say the stupidest things. They ask stupid stuff. It's like, well, why doesn't Arizona do daylight savings? Well, let's see. We got 100 days over 100 degrees. Who wants to be saving that shit? Yeah. Wow. Oh. Starting to think smoking that third joint on the way here might have been a bad idea. Just came from the quick mark there, too. Oh, man. And it gets a bad rap. Weed gets a bad rap. They say, it makes you irresponsible and lazy, and I think it just makes everybody else an overachiever. It's got to be better, smoking weed's got to be better than some of the drugs they're passing out nowadays. Oh yeah, Mr. Johnson, we can clean that up for you, but there's a good chance you're going to shit yourself. I'll stick with the weed. Ah, boy. So, I have a knack for, I can say wrong thing at the wrong time. It's at one of our favorite places across town there. We affectionately know it as the Boat. And came out of there one night, got pulled over, and the cop just kept insisting on, where have you been? Where do you come from? Where have you been? Okay, I came from the Boat. His partner leans over to him and says, yeah, isn't that where all the skanky chicks hang out? I was like, well, it was never really like that till your sister started working there. Yeah, I tell you what, that taser's a badass piece of equipment. You betcha. Oh, man. So, you see crazy stuff around, on TV. I said this, in New York somewhere, there's a restaurant that caters to the obese. And if you weigh 300 plus pounds, you eat for free. And their signature meal is this 8,000 calorie burger. And so in the grand opening of this place, people were lined up around the block. It was only 4 people, but they were lined up around the block. Ah, boy. Yeah, that's crazy stuff. Oh, man. Let's see. Where am I going here? Let's talk about food. Yeah, and there's another ad on TV about, if you eat one of our sandwiches, it's like getting hugged from the inside. I'm pretty sure that's an orgasm. Last time I felt that. Yeah. So, I'm back to the wrong thing, wrong time there, and I was at the mall the other day, and this tall, mature, voluptuous woman is walking right towards me, and I'm all under the spell. She looks at me and says, "Did you just undress me with your eyes?" I was like, no ma'am, you were already naked when the fantasy started. Yeah. I always felt like I was a real disappointment to my parents. Just like even right after the minute I was born. Well, because they were both black. To live with that. Yeah, out here in Arizona, nothing but like cactus and dust. And funny thing, when I was married, I never had dust. And then, well, I lived alone for a really long time. Well, because the judge said so. But hell, I had places full of dust. Hell, I didn't have dust bunnies. I had woolly mammoths rolling across there. So I thought, I bought one of those robotic vacuum cleaners. I set that thing down and it gagged, wheezed, spun around 3 times, ran out the door. I haven't seen it since. Kind of like how my marriage ended. Except the vacuum cleaner wasn't yelling, "Die, you son of a bitch!" Yeah. Getting old's kind of crazy. Getting old, you got to get that exam. Favorite exam. I don't know. Do they have to really? Do they have to snap the glove like that? Like everybody all tenses up and stuff. No dinner, no flowers. It's crazy. Oh boy. If I were going to be a proctologist, my first day on the job would be figuring out a different system. I don't know. Maybe I think the whole system comes from San Francisco or something. They're not getting rid of that. And then, I older and, I look at a young girl and God, if I were 20 years younger. And 20 years younger still just keeps me right there in the creepy category. I'll let go of that. And then more getting old stuff, wrong time stuff. Wife and I were getting ready to go out the other night, and she comes out and says, "Oh, this dress makes me look like a house." I was like, "Come on, honey. Nobody would paint their house that color." Yeah. A taser's a badass piece of equipment. That's my time, everybody. Thank you much.
Give it up for Josiah, please.
Yes.
Thank you very much. We are going to close the show with someone who probably should have gone on earlier because we're lucky he's still alive.